This is the home screen of the iCell app. The tabs are divided into two parts. The left side are the tabs you use to navigate the database and exercise the iCell app features. And on the right side, there's a set of tabs that give you helpful information from time to time. First thing I want to point out is the help videos, which is of course what you've just clicked on. There's a couple things I want to show you just in case you don't know. When you're playing a video, you can click on this little square in the lower right hand corner and play it in full screen mode so that you can see better the demo and the screen images come by a little clearer that way. Then to get back out of full screen mode, just press the escape key and it'll take you back, and then of course you can cancel to end the video. Another thing I want to point out is there's a video in the from the home screen to demonstrate how to use the home screen features, but in addition to that, every application screen you go to, for example, let me click on AM Better to pull up that screen. Every application video on the top right side of the screen will have video demo button there also. So you can click there and get a demonstration of how to use the particular screen that you're on. Okay, let me go back to home. In addition, you'll see the help tab here. The help tab will display a PDF document which explains in text form how to use the home screen. One advantage of having it in text form is if you hover over the right, lower right middle of the screen, you have an option to download or print the PDF that help text is in, so you can have a hard copy that way. So there's two ways to get help: video, demo, and also document. Now initially when we deploy this version of the user interface, help documents will not be available on the individual screens, only video demos. But shortly thereafter, we'll also have a second button over here on the right for a help button. You can press the help button then, of course, to get a PDF of text description of how to use a particular screen that you're on. So you have the option of a text document or a video, either one. Another thing I want to point out, which is part of the help topic also, is this line at the bottom. This appears at the bottom of every iCell app screen. It's a tech support hotline. It contains my cell number and my email. So if you have any questions or any problems of any kind using the iCell app, or if you just have suggestions about how we might be able to improve the app to help you in your job, please contact me. I'm available anytime by phone and email both. Okay, let's go back to the home screen. These four tabs of the application itself, the first is sales. The ones that will have a little arrow there means that there's a drop-down list. So if we click sales, the drop-down list in the sales category is searches that we track the carriers have initiated for software or services. And we have tabs to display searches that are active, prospective searches, searches that are on the watch list, and then another tab for all searches, which will give you additional features. The help demo for this screen will explain all those new features, and the decisions that have been made, searches that have actually gone to conclusion, and some decision has been made. So that's what's in the sales tab. And better is we've taken the AM Best database, downloaded it, and configured it to be more helpful for the sales and marketing effort. So just watch the video demo for that to come up to speed on what you can do in there, but that's the intent of this particular screen. Next we have marketing drop-down box. And that is a database of industry conference attendees, whereby you can browse the database either by all attendees or by company or by individual conference, and view all of the attendees that we have in the database. There's over 17,000 of them over the past 2 or 3 years, and growing, of course. The next drop down is vendor arenas. We have a pretty dynamic display of policy administration system vendor products and information on those, and another display which gives you options for displaying products from other vendor arenas. Okay, so that's the left side, and that's the rundown of the features that are available from the application itself. On the right side, first tab here is news. When ITX runs across some information, whether it's a new search or just general information we want to communicate to subscribers, or a new feature maybe that we've added to the iCell app, we add it to the news table. It's just a list of pretty much single line news comments in date order here. If we have a comment that takes more than a line, of course, then there'll be a little, you hover over it and you'll have a pop-up box that'll display all of the text. So, okay, we've already talked about the video demo and help, and the remaining item is logout. Of course, the about is just a little display to let you know what platform we're running on, what platform we use to develop the iCell app. But the last thing to do is log out. One other thing I would like to show you is some general navigation of the screens. The features I'm going to show you now are available on every screen in the iCell apps. So I want to pick one screen and just explain how explain some of these features. No matter what screen you're having displayed, if it's displayed in table form like this, just clicking on any header will sort that table, first ascending, and a second click will resort it descending on that same value. So any column you click on, it'll sort that table. Also at the bottom, you can page back and forth between the deeper into the table and then back up, of course. So navigate that way. It always tells you on the right side here how many records we're dealing with altogether in a table. At the top, most screens or many screens will have filters. These are called filters. They're case sensitive. So if you want to key in, say, find American something, so I key in capital AMER and hit enter, it will filter the carrier name down to every carrier that has the string AMER in it. You might look at the bottom and say, well, it doesn't have it in it, but another thing you can do is make the columns wider, and you'll see that it actually does. So it actually does have it in it. So that's another feature. You can make the columns wider or narrower to display the data that you like. All right. Also, if you enter a value for a filter and you want to turn the filter off, you notice this little X that appears when you hit enter after entering a filter value. You can click the X, the filter is turned off, and then it redisplays the original. You can use these filters in any combination, or all of them have values. Another thing I'm going to show you is the this little right arrow. Whatever view you have defined or filtered down, or you can download the data from that view by clicking the right arrow. You click this little right arrow and it'll download the data that you have in the view at the present time to a CSV file on your local hard drive, and then you can load that file into Excel spreadsheet and do with it what you will. Another handy item is this little printer. This will give you a printer-friendly display of the data view you have. So we could click here. It'll reformat the data into a printer-friendly display so you can print. in case you want to capture this information in printed form. It opens up a new tab to display, so you can just close the tab to get back to where you were. Okay, so those are some of the items I wanted to point out as far as navigation to the system. Of course, anytime you want to go back to where you started, you can click the Home tab and it'll take you back to the home screen.